All right, we're back. Kane and I show with our post-draft talk. Yeah, so we previewed the draft. Now we're going to review the draft. Not only from an Eagle perspective, but we're going to start with the whole NFL. So, Kane, what's up, brother?
What's going on, my man? How you doing?
Hey, man, doing great. Let's just take a moment to remind everybody, hit subscribe, give some thumbs up, leave some comments. Tell us if you agree or disagree with us.
Well, we don't care if you don't agree, so it doesn't matter really. But
Well, we like to argue.
especially NFC East fans, anti-Eagle fans, it really doesn't matter for me. Enjoy it because guess
Oh,
what?
yeah. That's right. We have to remind everybody that the Eagles did win the Super Bowl. Hashtag
Every
never.
week I'm going to remind you of this. Every single week I'm going to remind you who won the Super Bowl.
Oh, we're gonna start.
So,
Yeah, we're gonna start doing more shows just so we can remind you more often. Anyway,
yeah.
so of course, Cleveland Browns at the top of the draft, nothing new. Had first pick and the fourth pick. Giants had number 2 pick. Long time since they've been up that high, if ever. Let's see, who was it? Who was it? 3.
Was it the Colts?
Yeah, the Colts. Yeah, mine went blank from over there. All right, so of course, Baker Mayfield goes number 1. I personally didn't see that coming, even though there were reports about it. I thought that was a smokescreen because physically, he's sort of limited. You know, he's not this big freak of nature kind of guy. So I was surprised he went number 1 overall, but I think he can turn out to be a great player for them.
I wasn't shocked because I had heard it early that morning through a couple of guys from the AP why it's gonna happen. Like I said last week in the preview, he's the most accurate of the quarterbacks.
True.
He's got that leadership quality that people follow on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, he doesn't have the arm of Josh Allen. He doesn't have the the physical stature of Allen and Rosen and
Right.
Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got that it factor and he's got that accuracy going for him. So we'll see how it works out. Maybe they surround him with enough playmakers where he's able to do something. But I wasn't surprised at the pick at all.
Yeah, but really, I think they obviously wanted Mayfield, but they could have picked Barkley number 1 and probably still got Mayfield at number 4.
Well, you don't know that though. You couldn't say that to be certain
unless they're worried about the Jets. That's who's had them.
Yeah, they were
the Jets. That's right, because Jets traded up. Because
they probably were.
Obviously, the Giants weren't in the quarterback business, right? So they probably would have gotten defense.
To me, that Giants pick said they don't believe in any of those quarterbacks enough to draft them over second overall when you can pretty much get a surefire thing in Barkley. That's what the Giants pick said more to me. Now, if this was another year and say, Andrew Luck was sitting there and you had number 2, you don't take Barkley, you take Andrew Luck. I just think it wasn't good. They just wasn't enticed enough by the quarterbacks to take one this year. That's all it was. Because if the right guy was there, they would have took him.
Right. Plus, having Barkley is going to make Eli's life much easier.
Well, I mean, they hope so, but they still need an offensive line because they can't run block and they can't pass defense. So we'll see. We'll see you at the lake. You're going to have to deal with us in that defensive line. Sorry, Eli. We still going to make you look bad.
Good point. Still going to punch you in the mouth.
Yeah.
Were there any particularly like upper first round picks that surprised you?
I was surprised with Cleveland's second pick when they took Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go defense, you always go for the best defensive player, and that probably was Chubb, the defensive end from NC State. I mean, you could have bookended them, with what you already have and make who they drafted last year, Garrett out of A&M.
Yeah.
I mean, you bookend Garrett on one end and you put Chubb on the other end. I mean, you're gonna make it rough for some quarterbacks there.
Right.
And to me, that's the first defense of the quarterback is cutting his time down to throw. I mean, Denzel Ward is a good cornerback. He's going to be a good cornerback, I'm pretty sure of. But defensive backs can still get beat. If that man on the corner gets beat, it's done. So I was kind of surprised by that. And I was kind of surprised by Rosen falling so far, too. Although you knew somebody every year falls further than you think they would, but I was kind of shocked at how fast he dropped down as well.
Yeah, I was surprised by Denver's second pick because if they wanted a cornerback, it seems like they could have traded down a little bit and still got the same player, right?
Yeah.
But
they could have traded down 4 or 5 spots and kept that same pick and probably got Denzel Ward with that same pick because I guarantee you somebody who wanted defense would take Chubb first overall instead of Denzel Ward. Not to knock him or anything because I think he's a pretty good player. So I think they're going to be happy. But
pass rush not only going to cut down quarterback's time, but also take the quarterback's eyes from downfield, right? If he's worried about the pass rush, he's looking at the ends. He's not looking downfield. So that impacts everything. But
so that was kind of surprising. Anything else that was a major surprise? I thought Ridley would go higher than he did. I was surprised he lasted till the mid-20s almost. And I think it was a great pickup by Atlanta. I really hate that happened because now you got some problems in Atlanta now. I mean,
we got. We got to play them week 1 too.
I'm not worried about him week 1. I'm more worried about him once he gets a little bit of NFL experience, like mid-season or so. But I mean, he's gonna demand a coverage on him. You're gonna have to pay attention to him. But then you got Julio on the other side. You got to pay attention to too. So this goes back to my theory right here. This is why you want those defensive ends. Let's cut down Matt Ryan's time. Then he can't get to these weapons on the corner. So Cleveland, I get it. They need the secondary help too. Since they let who was the guy they had?
Hayden.
The secondary.
Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden's been gone for a couple of seasons now, so they kind of replaced that. And they probably got a big hole back there. But me personally, I would have took Chubb with that 4th overall pick in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do that. Well, let's get to the main event. The Super Bowl champions draft. Of course, the Eagles traded their first-round pick to the Ravens, who ended up getting Lamar Jackson. So I was glad to see him get drafted as a quarterback in the first round. So shouts out to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. It was there was a lot of speculation that we were going to trade down anyway because we didn't have a lot of picks. We only had, 4 or 5 picks total overall in the whole draft. I think we had a first, a third, 2 fourths, and a 6th, I want to say. So it was only like 4 picks that we had overall anyway.
Right.
So I thought we would trade back without any glaring holes that we really, really just absolutely had to fill. So I'm pretty sure we would, but, my heart was set on Sony Michel. And as soon as the Patriots took him right in front of us, I was like, that pretty much seals it. I think we're going to trade it back. And I wasn't disappointed that we did. We do need to pick up some additional picks. With that being said, I loved Howie's move of jumping the Cowboys and picking up
name Dallas, right?
and Dallas says, okay, we wasn't looking at this guy, we didn't look at this guy, but that's a bunch of crap. All right, listen, you've got nothing from the tight end spot the last 4 years. Okay, Jason Witten was there, but Jason Witten's pretty much been catch the ball, fall where he's at. I mean, 3-4 yards, catch the ball, he's going to get caught where he's at. Man ain't broke a tackle in 4 years, okay?
Right.
So and he's about to retire on you. So you need a tight end. You have to have a tight end. So Dallas cannot tell me they were not looking at this man as the tight end to come in and pull up that hole. So I really love Howie's move. Jumped right in front of the Cowboys by 2 spots. Picked up what everybody said was at minimum the second best tight end in the league. I mean, in the draft. To fill that hole and to couple it with the Eagles want to do, because you think last year we run a lot of 2 tight end sets. So we had a lot of Selleck and Burton joining Ertz in formation. And now you're pretty much getting the Zach Ertz copy. I mean, if you can't cover Brent Selleck, how in the world are you going to cover both of these guys at the same time? So this is going to make everybody on the offensive job a lot easier.
Yeah, because and especially with Selleck and Burton gone now, you know,
Yeah,
we
you
needed
know,
a
I
tight end.
personally I wanted running back, you know, with our first pick, but I do understand that we had to fill that hole at tight end because of the offense we run. We run a lot of two tight end sets, so we
Right.
had to fill that hole, which I do understand. And at least if we're gonna fill that hole, at least we went up, had the nuts to go up and get the player that we wanted, and didn't sit back and wait for Cowboys to jump in front of and take it.
Yeah. Plus, you got, running back. You got a Jai. You got Clement, who was an undrafted rookie. And so you got to figure both of them second year in the system, they should be a lot more comfortable playing a little faster. And then Darren Sproles coming back, right?
Yes.
So
So
that's going to be a dynamic backfield. I mean, you're not going to have a battering ram of a Blunt, but
I think Ajayi can kind of fill that hole. I mean, he's a
that's a
bigger
good point.
back.
That's a good point.
Um,
And he's
but
physical.
I
He's
think the
very
Eagles
physical.
went into the draft saying, let's take the best player available. Further on down in the draft. And if we happen to get a running back as one of them, that's okay. And if not, we got Darren Sproles. We know we can still sign as a third back. So I think we're good there. Thing is, I think Jahi's on his Jai is on his I think he's got 1 or 2 years left.
Yeah, but
So
you're
we're
right.
gonna have to fill this. Yeah, this void is gonna have to get filled next year or the year after, definitely. I don't know if it'll be a
Right.
free agent we sign. Probably not, because you really don't want to go for older running backs.
Right.
So we'll probably go first and second round and get a running back in the next year or two.
Yeah, good point. And there has been a resurgence of stud running backs last few years coming into their draft. So it's a position that used to be almost not valued for a little while there, and now the value seems to be coming back. You see Barkley go number 2, could have easily gone number 1, right? Nobody would have been shocked.
Could
Um,
have. I mean, it just like I said. It depends on. I mean, Barkley was unique to me. I mean, normally, I mean, how many running backs went in the first? I think he was the only first round running back. If I'm not, nope, Michelle. Only him and Michelle. You think about that, two running backs 10, 15 years ago, 3, 4, 5 in the first round. Now they've been devalued so much, that you have to be exceptional. And I'm talking exceptional to go in the top 10 every of the draft for the running backs right now.
all right, so next Eagles pick, not till the 4th round, pick cornerback from Pittsburgh, Maddox. What was your takes there? Obviously, Eagles had just let go of Worley after a week in town or whatever. So obviously, opened up a hole at corner, and you can never have too many corners, in my opinion. Too many good corners.
Yeah, especially with today's game, people are going three wide receivers spreading the field. NFL is a passing league right now. Worley was going to be that third or fourth cornerback now, especially since we lost Robinson to free agency. So I think this kid comes in, probably steps in. He's probably going to be the fourth cornerback coming into the season,
He'll probably get a chance
which
to
is
be
going
in
to
the
be
slot. He'll probably get a chance to play
yeah.
that slot.
Yeah, I mean he'll go up against. We re-signed. God, I can't call his name now, but we know you still got your starters. We still have Watkins and Darby on the edges, and Patrick Robinson was filling that gap in the slot yet last year with him going to New Orleans, and Worley doing his thing and getting kicked off the team. We had to fill that spot, and from what I gather, he's pretty much perfect for the job. I mean, he's kind of undersized, but from what I read, he's got good makeup speed. He excelled in bump and run coverage and man, so that's a good thing. I watched Pitt play a couple of times, so he looked okay. We'll see once he get into camp, get a little experience on him, and get on the field. Plus, he'll be in the nickel. He won't be isolated. Like I said, we still have Malcolm who takes some nickel guys sometime and takes tight ends. So that'll take it. He won't have to cover those big tight ends out of the slot like that. So that'll help out when we can still put Malcolm Jenkins on that kind of player.
All right, so next pick, we get a guy from your favorite college, Florida State, Josh Sweat. No word on whether or not he's related to Key Sweat. Defensive end, sort of a smaller defensive end. I think he's like 250 pounds. Obviously, gained some weight. But right now, if he was going to contribute this season, probably would be as a pass rush specialist, right? Obvious passing downs or something of that nature, like when the ends, they put the ends in and at tackle or something like that. Maybe Sweat could come in and try to make a impact that way. Of course,
I really like this pick. A couple of years ago, if Sweat would have came out, if he could have came out, he was a first or second round pick. He blew out his knee the year before, which is why he sat back another year. But to me, he's Brandon Graham. That's his ceiling right there, Brandon Graham. I mean, because when Graham got to the team, he was a tweener too.
Right.
Brandon Graham came out of Michigan. He was, in that 250, 260 range. And basically he was just that rush in on third downs. You're just adding more fuel to the fire. I mean, this defensive line's got so many shots coming at you now. You don't know who it could be. We can slide Fletcher Cox out, to the nose now, and we can line up Graham and
Bennett
and Long. And I mean, we can come at you in just waves at the defensive end and at the defensive line spots, and that's great because you can keep them fresh by keeping them rotated. And in those key situations, fourth quarter, when people are tired and we're fresh, that pass rush is still going to be coming relentlessly.
Right.
So I really like this pick. As an ACC football fan, I've watched, Sweat for a couple of years now, and man, he's got some get off, and he's a powerful guy for his size. So he'll wreak some havoc. He'll get in his spots. We're just so loaded at defensive end. Barnett, he'll probably be starting this year since Curry's gone. So
Michael Bennett, right?
We're loaded there, and it's just another bullet in the chamber when you can sub this guy in, who is a speed rusher and a powerful guy, like I said. So I'm looking forward to seeing him perform. But I really think we got a steal in the fourth round with a guy who probably could have been in the first or second round a couple of years ago.
All right, so last two picks, 6th, 7th round, one offensive tackle from TCU. Obviously picking an offensive tackle, 6th round, you're hoping the guy can make a team and provide some quality depth and can kind of learn a little bit. Not expecting much there. To me, the most interesting pick was we picked a rugby player from Australia. And he's 340-something pounds, 6'8", projected to be a offensive tackle. Obviously would have a lot to learn, but his numbers look ridiculous for a guy that size to run that fast.
Have you seen the rugby footage of him playing rugby?
No.
You need to go look that up on YouTube, man.
Okay.
Man, that dude looks like Earl Campbell going through down the rugby field. When I say there's nobody on the field, yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I say there's nobody on the field, they even look like they wanted to touch him. I mean, it'll be a different story in the NFL because, dudes in the NFL ain't scared to hit you. Rugby, they're not scared to hit you, but, you don't have pads said. And you really don't want to stick your face in some places in rugby. But this guy is pretty quick for his size. I mean, he's a monster. And they show him running down the field, just stiff-arming people and pushing people. He looks like a bully playing rugby, but like you said, he's a developing player for the NFL, for the offensive line. He's definitely got the agility. He's probably got the strength. We just need to see if he can adapt some technique since he hasn't been playing American football. That'll be his biggest challenge.
Yeah, it sounds like we need to put him at goal line fullback or something, at least.
Hey, don't put it past Doug. I'm telling you, watch that video and it's gonna hit your mind and say, yeah, that's the 4th and 1 back right there.
All right, so we found a replacement for Blunt in Australia. Okay. All right, so what I need everybody to do is hit that subscribe button, give us thumbs up, leave some comments. Also hit us up on Facebook. Kane, tell them where it's going to be on Facebook and what kind of exciting things we got going on there.
And you can always find us at K9 Show on Facebook. We're still posting our memes. We post our sports news updates. Any big news that comes from the world of sports entertainment is always found on there. So make sure you follow us, like the page, so you can get those updates and you can get those memes and articles as well. So we're gonna start writing some articles on that thing, and also be a couple of other things we're gonna introduce you.
Yeah, that's right. So I actually have a meme I'm gonna send you to put up. All right, for a meme of the day. Of course, these next few weeks they probably be related to the NBA playoffs because there's always something exciting happening every night with the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, just for Rory, I'm gonna find me a meme of Drake, and I'm gonna put him up there. Because right now Drake is taking a beating, man, and he should have sat his little narrow ass down on the sideline and not taunted LeBron. Because you know what happens when you pick at the king and your team is terrible, right? You
well,
saw what happened.
and I don't watch the Raptors nearly as much as Drake does, but surely he knows that they wilt in the playoffs. I know that, so surely Drake knows it. But we're seeing it come to light, right? Anyway, we appreciate all you guys watching. Hey, like I said, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, Kane_Ice, and we just appreciate your time. And hey, we out. We're gonna be bringing some more shows to you real soon. We're gonna break down the Eagles schedule. That's gonna be our next show. All right. So hit us up. Tell us what you think about the different Eagle games and their opponents. All right. We out.